What if I told you that the greatest guide for your life isn't reason or experience, but something you usually ignore? While the mind chases goals, the unconscious sends subtle signals, dreams that feel prophetic, coincidences that repeat, symbols that show up out of nowhere. Most people call this chance. I call it the language of the soul. Here's the paradox: by trying to be 100% rational, you might be erasing the clearest instructions for your own destiny. Today, you'll learn how to listen to these invisible messages, face your shadow, discover who you really are, and create a life with purpose, starting now, before another day slips by in silence. Listen to the signs of the unconscious. There's a kind of message that doesn't arrive by email or text. It comes in mysterious dreams, unlikely coincidences, and symbols that keep showing up. The unconscious speaks in this unique language, while the rational mind tries to explain everything with logic. It's like receiving letters from a distant friend but insisting they're just junk mail. Ignoring these signals means missing out on clues about desires, fears, and paths not yet visible. Notice how the same number can pop up on clocks, license plates, or bills, or how a dream can foreshadow an important conversation. To a hurried mind, these are just random. But to someone who knows how to listen, they're inner alerts. Try keeping a notebook by your bed to jot down dreams and feelings as soon as you wake. In a few weeks, patterns emerge, bringing unexpected solutions to problems that once felt unsolvable. These signals don't replace reason, they complete it. They're like an underground map of a city, explaining hidden flows of energy and meaning. People who learn to decode coincidences and symbols find shortcuts for decisions, relationships, and emotional health. And this is where the next step begins, seeing how the rush of everyday life drowns out this quiet voice and learning how to hear it again. Face your shadow. Every person carries a shadow, a bundle of fears, anger, and hidden desires we pretend don't exist. It doesn't disappear just because we ignore it, it simply puts on a mask. Imagine a sleeping lion in a dark room. You can lock the door, but the roar remains. The unconscious sends signs through sudden outbursts of mood or dreams that reveal repressed feelings. Facing this shadow isn't weakness, it's real courage. Confronting the shadow transforms what once felt like a flaw into strength. Fear can turn into strategic caution. Anger, when well directed, becomes fuel for change. Repressed desires can reveal dormant talents, like a drive to create, start a business, or reconnect with a forgotten passion. A simple practice is to write down situations that trigger shame or irritation and then ask what lesson or hidden desire might be inside them. Meeting the shadow is a gateway to self-knowledge. Those who walk through it discover new depths of courage, creativity, and compassion. What once caused guilt becomes fuel for evolution. And from this deeper understanding, the next step naturally arises, integrating these new strengths into daily life without slipping back into old patterns. Begin the process of individuation. After hearing the unconscious and confronting the shadow, the next bold step is individuation, becoming who you truly are instead of fitting into others' molds. It's the moment to stop chasing applause, likes, or approval from parents, bosses, and friends. Think of it as trading a borrowed GPS for an inner compass. It may feel lonely at first, but that's where true freedom begins. Individuation means separating the voice of your authentic self from the noise of the crowd. It takes courage to say no to expectations that don't match your purpose. In practice, this might mean changing careers or simply choosing hobbies that feed your soul rather than your social image. Books like The Artist's Way or keeping a daily reflection journal can help turn unconscious impulses into conscious choices. Each authentic decision strengthens the new identity. This phase is like a living laboratory. Each day you test, adjust, and uncover new layers of what it means to be whole. As external approval fades in importance, a different kind of power appears, the kind that doesn't need applause. And that sets the stage for the next step, using this newfound strength to create a life of purpose, where every action expresses your deepest truth. Seek a higher purpose. When someone starts living guided by their essence, an inevitable question arises: where to channel this new freedom? That's where seeking a higher purpose comes in. It isn't just a career goal or a number in a bank account, It's something that connects your life to a larger meaning, serving the community, creating art that inspires, or deepening your spiritual practice. Without this anchor, the new energy can scatter in soulless tasks. Purpose isn't found ready-made, it's cultivated through rituals and connections that nurture the inner life. Morning meditation, keeping a gratitude journal, spending time in nature, or reading sacred texts, each practice reminds you that life is bigger than a busy calendar. These rituals act like anchors, holding you steady when outside storms try to pull you off course. As purpose solidifies, everyday choices take on new brilliance. Working, learning, caring for family, or building a business stop feeling like chores and become expressions of a deeper calling. It's as if every action joins an unseen masterpiece. And from this grounding, the next step unfolds, turning that vision into concrete actions that leave a lasting imprint on the world. Balance reason and intuition. By now, you've learned to hear your inner voice and found your purpose. The next challenge is to harmonize logic and intuition. Reason is the engineer ensuring the bridge is strong, intuition is the architect seeing the landscape beyond the river. One without the other leads to imbalance, either cold calculation or impulsive leaps. Learning to let both voices guide you is key to wise choices and effective action. In practice, this means leaving room for silence before big decisions. Take a walk without your phone, spend a few minutes breathing deeply, or list the pros and cons of a choice and then listen to your heart's whisper. Books like Thinking, Fast and Slow help explain the rational mind, while contemplative practices strengthen trust and intuition. Together they bring precision without losing wonder. When reason and intuition work as a team, even surprises fit into the plan. What once looked like a mistake becomes insight, what once seemed risky turns into opportunity. You act with clarity and a touch of boldness that makes life align in unexpected ways. And it's in this balance that the final step emerges, sustaining this new way of living so every choice becomes part of a lasting legacy. At the highest point of the journey comes a challenging truth: life is built on opposites that don't cancel each other, they complete each other. Light and dark, joy and pain, success and failure all share the same stage. Denying the night doesn't make the sun rise earlier. Maturity means embracing this dance, seeing that shadows give depth to light, like contrast giving life to a painting. Accepting paradox doesn't mean giving up, it means understanding that growth and contradiction walk side by side. A person can be brave and still feel fear, generous and still have boundaries, confident and still hold doubts. This awareness brings peace, showing that you don't have to choose between being one thing or another. Instead of fighting to be perfect, you write your own story with life's full palette. This perspective unlocks a rare freedom, living whole, without hiding what makes you human. What once caused guilt becomes part of the unique mosaic of your existence. And with that acceptance, the final invitation appears, one that calls you to apply all of this wisdom and keep deepening your journey. Now the decision is in your hands. Will you keep treating dreams, coincidences, and gut feelings as mere curiosities, or use them as maps for the next phase of your life? Which part of your shadow are you ready to turn into strength? Which choice today will bring you closer to your true essence? Share in the comments what resonated most with you in this video. Your story might open the eyes of someone still living on autopilot. If this content awakens something inside you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Every week you'll find fresh ideas to live with purpose, balance, and deep self-awareness.